BMW claims it invented the luxury SUV. Of course, I'm referring to the X5. Meanwhile, standing before you is the second generation X3, which, by the way, is almost the size of the first X5. And this particular model is powered by an engine which could very well come from its bigger brother. Does it make sense? Compared to the old X3, in the new model, good materials do not end just below the elbow and go all the way down to the floor. Sitting in here, you know what you're paying for. Speaking of which, anyone wants to guess how much? By now I know BMW well enough to overestimate the price of this example by a mere 4,000 euros. What are we paying almost 80,000 euros for? Now, these are Polish prices roughly converted into euros. This brownish paint job will set you back about 1,000 euros. Leather seats cost 2 grand. These 19-inch rims cost about 1,200. Electronic seats 1,500. Sat-nav 2,500. Head-up display 1,300. Electronic damper control 1,200 again. And I mentioned only the most expensive items on the list because, for example, the headliner costs almost 200 euros for no apparent reason. However, this particular example isn't equipped with a power tailgate. Why would I need a power tailgate, you ask? Well, this is pretty heavy and I'm a guy. And if I were a woman, I would rather have a power tailgate option specified. For the price of optional equipment on this car, you could buy a well-equipped compact or an average mid-size sedan. But here, you pay for the engine. Buying an X3 in Europe, you'd be best off with the 20D, which is a 2-liter 184 horsepower diesel. Why is that? Well, it's more than adequate. I mean, even with the optional electronic damper control, this will never be a sports car. The xDrive four-wheel drive system and the traction control will forgive the driver for just about anything. But you don't need a 3-liter 313 brake horsepower engine for that, do you now? Yes, this is the 35D. It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in less than 6 seconds. On paper, it should do about 6 liters of diesel per 100 kilometers, which is 38 mpg or so. In reality, it does more like 10 liters, which is about 23 mpg. This car has about 630 newton meters of torque, which is like a tractor basically. If you are not towing a boat very often, you don't really need this engine and you'd be better off with the 20D. However, let's assume you do have a boat to tow. Why not an X5 then? The 30D X5 is only slightly slower, slightly less powerful, it has slightly less torque, but it's bigger and it doesn't cost much more. Now, if it were my money, I'd probably go for the X5. However, I do realize that some of you may have these corporate policies, you know, you can't have a car bigger than your boss, that sort of thing. In this case, a powerful X3 does make sense. However, if I were to buy an X3 with my own money, again, I'd go for the 2.0 diesel, the 20D version. That's just fine.